Now listen, whenever I open the music papers, I'm seeing you lot, and you're always sparking off outrage and like the letters pages are full up with letters about the Manics. Why do you think you promote that reaction in people?
Just because the fact that probably we're the most honest band around. You know, we never pretended to be original. We hated other bands, so we said it. There's millions of other people like us, but everyone's a bit afraid. In the modern age, to get on with your career, you've got to be really nicey nice. And we just made a decision to either, you know, really sink faster than any other band ever, or, you know, become really big.
Who was it that cut for real into their arm?
I was Richie. I probably was the highlight of my, you know, year last year. People say, was it a highlight getting on Top of the Pops or being in the top 20, but seeing the journalist reaction, it was a great laugh. You know, Richie was laughing at the time. People have got a wrong perception about that incident. It wasn't some sort of martyrdom. In lots of places in Britain, a lot of violence goes on every night. And if people can direct it against themselves, then it'll be a better place.
Do you reckon that the Preachers will be around for 10 years, 20 years, another
10
2 years, 10 months? I mean, seriously, I mean, do you see it as a long-term thing?
Just couldn't say at the moment. We've never wanted a career, so all we talked about was doing this album. You know, this album is all we've ever seen. It's the only thing we've, like, got dignity and happiness in our lives is doing this album.
Yeah.
And we just can't see beyond it. I don't know, you know.
Can't see beyond.
I really can't. You know, I don't even know what contract we signed with Columbia, how many albums it is.
Might be a good idea to keep an eye on that, though, Nicky, you know what I mean?
No, it's not something which comes into our lives, really. It's just, it was done, and we've done this album. We just want to tour it for a year.
Didn't you put your first record out yourselves?
Yeah, we did.
How did that work? Did that work?
We just saved our gyros up for about 7 months.
Yeah.
Borrowed some money off our parents. Only made 300 of them, and we kept most of them under our beds for 6 months. And then we sent a few off, and we got an Enemy single of the week.
If the Manics have one message to the youth of Great Britain, what would it be?
I think it's just not to be afraid of anything, you know. You haven't got to be the best musicians in the world. You haven't got to be afraid of the media. Everybody's there to be used as well as yourselves.
I mean, as well as criticising the establishment, do you care about some of the social problems, like unemployment? I mean, where you're from in Wales.
We do care. I mean, we are really a humanist band, which has been overlooked. But as a band, I think it's really difficult to put any sort of manifesto forward. You know, like Red Wedge and all those dodgy mid-80s conglomerates, so we say. It didn't do any good for music because it really took the glamour away. And to get an awareness of a young person, you need glamour. But we do care, especially in Wales, just to see the dignity of men reduced. Everyone has lost their job, and you've got 50-year-old miners, or just men, trying to go on restart schemes and learn how to type with hands that have been gnarled, you know, for 40 years. And it's just, like, probably the saddest place on earth.
The Manic Street Preachers are here this afternoon. Let's have a question from Nicky before. Are you okay now? I thought you were asleep.
Yeah.
James, you all right over there?
Yeah.
Right, don't go away. Okay, Nicky has a question. Don't ask James anything, okay?
No, I'm going to include him in the question. I know James does the stage diving.
Yeah.
Do you do the stage diving? If you do, how on earth do you just throw yourself off? Do you sight yourself up, or I mean, what on earth do you do?
Well, I used to do it, but after once, I was completely bruised because my body's so puny and weak. And it was a bit of a bad move, really.
All right, now, James, what are you going to do? You're allowed to talk here, okay? You're allowed a couple of sentences. What are you going to do for us? Because this is unusual for you to acoustically do it in the studio like this.
I'm going to do this little song called Little Baby Nothing.
Okay, let's give him a little round of applause. Start him on his way.
Your lack of ego, offense, male mentality. They need your innocence to steal vacant love and to destroy your beauty and virginity, used like toys. My mind is dead. Everybody loves me. Want to slice with me, hopelessly passive and compatible, need to belong. Oh, the roads are scary, so hold me in your arms. I wanna be your only possession. Ooh. Was it something real that I can't touch? I skin bone contour language as a flower. Better films and loving books, black and white TV. All the world does not exist for me. If I'm starving, you can feed me lollipops. Your top will crush me. My life's just an old man's memory. Nothing, loveless slavery, lips kissing empty, dress your life in loving, breaking your mind with a puppy top futility. Little baby, nothing, sexually free, made up to break up, assassinated beauty. Much broken, not half quenched to last. The vermin allowed a thought to pass and by.
That is good and raw,
You
eh?
are pure, you are snow.
The Manic Street Preachers live.